This is TWiT.
Apple has, I think this happened last week. Rene mentioned it, released their new smart battery case, the case that swallowed the canary. And there was a little confusion, 9 to 5 Mac. Do we not have it? She left already? Okay. Megan has it, but it looks the same as the old one, except it goes all, you have it there? Goes all the way to the edge now. There's Rene. Oh, he's got all of them. Collect all three. So there's black, white, and what? Off black?
Gotta catch them all.
No, there's just, this is the iPhone 10, iPhone XS, 10s Max, and 10R.
Oh, okay. And there was some confusion. 9 to 5 Mac said initially that because the smaller milliamp hour, this is why Apple probably doesn't say the capacity.
This is exactly why.
Because I was ripping on them during iOS today because they never say, they just give you hours of life or whatever. It's a 10.1 watt-hour battery.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But it's 2 cells. So what happened was Apple sent out a few review units, and one of the reviewers took a photograph of what I think was the capacity of one cell in milliamp hours. But a lot of people will tell you that milliamp hours is no longer a very good indicator of what it can do with the battery, because we have so much power management now that it's the efficiency, not the volume.
The watt hours that count, not the
the watt
milliamp
hours.
hours.
Totally.
Yeah.
And what Apple did is switch to a 2-cell battery. So you actually have 2 cells in there, and together they happen to be higher milliamp hours than the previous one. But it's like you said, it's 10.1 watt hours, which is the important part.
So it is bigger capacity than the old.
Yeah, and it's
case.
thicker.
And it has a lot of features that are unique because it's from Apple. For instance, you can see its charge, in your notifications. It charges wirelessly, which I don't think there's any other battery case that'll charge wirelessly.
Mophie's new one, I think,
will,
but I think it's slightly different. Yeah, I think it does full Wi-Fi wireless pass-through. Well, this one goes wireless to the case and then lightning to the phone. So
basically what happens is your wireless charger charges the battery in the case, which then charges the battery in the phone.
It's super smart. So this took a while too. So what Apple has this technology called Smart Charge. And the way it works is it figures out how much power is coming in through the lightning port. And then for example, if you put it into a giant MacBook Pro battery, it's like we've got power for days. We'll just fast charge both of them to 50% and then leave them charging after that. If there's less charge, though, it'll prioritize fast charging the iPhone. And then whatever is left over the iPhone fast charge will go to the case. And when the iPhone hits 50%, it'll split it evenly. If you give it like a rinky-dinky iPhone charger, though, it's going to take all that power for the iPhone first until it gets to 80% and then split the charge with the case, so that it always manages to give you the best charge you can for iPhone and then incidentally charge the case until it gets halfway and then charge both.
Wow, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It has a lightning port on it. It costs a lot, $129. That's more than anybody else. And how much so what has your experience been? Is it, because I know you're Pokemon going with this thing on.
I did. I used it for the event. I always use it for a Pokemon event because that's the best indicator. And usually the batteries last about 4 hours of like nonstop Pokemoning. iPhone XR is already a champ, but iPhone XR with this case, I feel like I could go for 3 days, Leo.
I love the XR. I have to say the size is perfect. The battery life's mind-boggling. Yeah. I don't mind the LCD screen at all.
And I think it's like 29 additional hours of video with the case. It really is. I was using it for I started playing at 6:30 in the morning, and I think I finished it around noon one day, and I played from like 10 in the morning till 6 the other day because it was a two-day event thing. And I never got close to running out of battery. I think I depleted the case about 7 or 8 hours later, and the phone was still mostly full.
More importantly, did you get a shiny Groudon?
I did not. I still don't have one. I'm so salty, Leo. I did so many raids. People don't understand when they say there's a 1 in 19 shot, they think that if you do 19, you get one.
No.
But that just means they're rolling a 20-sided die every time. And you could roll 1 every time.
Every time. And so apparently that's what Rene did.
Statistics are horrible.
The only thing wrong with this case, it's still butt ugly.
So the design. So the principle here is that this is the original one. If you look at the original one, they really wanted nothing but the battery on top of the case, and then they shrink wrap the whole thing.
Right.
It's like the least we could possibly do. But because they had a chin, it would get in. There is RF interference in battery cases, which is why you put your phone in a battery case. A lot of them get really hot because the phone can no longer connect. So it ramps up the radio, and that wastes a lot of power. while you're trying to charge. So Apple put a passive antenna array in the old case. In the new one, they chopped off the chin completely. And they made that new antenna system. The new antenna system works with the case so that you don't lose any signal, and that prevents it. It gets a little bit warm, but it doesn't get hot like when I put it in a Mophie or some other case. And then also because Apple has good iOS integration, proprietary iOS integration, it knows to stay in mobile mode. A lot of cases when you plug them in, it thinks it's plugged into a wall outlet. So it spins up all the updates, the photo syncs, the cloud syncs, and it starts, again, using a ton of power. And the iPhone case doesn't do that. It keeps it in mobile mode. So it keeps it in low power mode. So you really are getting the maximum benefit of all that charge. So it's expensive, but you're getting a lot for what you're paying.
He didn't address the butt ugly part.
No, it is still ugly. But I mean, the alternative is to... It is horrible. I don't know if is it still as ugly. I think it's
a little less ugly because it goes to the edge now. So
it went from hump to rump, Leo. That's basically what we have here. We used to have a hump, now we have a rump.
Yeah.
This case has got back.
You convinced me. I guess I'll get one.